Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel, I hope you're doing well. Today we have a new video, a brand new plugin from Kit Plugins in collaboration with Blackbird. It's the N73, one that we've seen, you know, it's a piece of hardware that's been emulated countless times, so we're going to see how it stacks up. And thank you so much for those who watched and liked and commented on the previous Distressor video that I did of the X-Stressor by Keve Audio. We've got about 1,000 views on that channel, or a little over that actually now, and for this channel that's a pretty big milestone, so let's see if we can get the same kind of engagement on this video. We're going to go a little bit more in depth on this one. I think you guys really enjoyed that last time, seeing the plugin doctor kind of analytics and stuff like that on the previous video, so make sure to stick around till the end of the end of this video to be able to see our plugin doctor analysis. I'll throw up some images, and we'll check out the curves and any harmonic analysis later on in the video. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into this. And I guess the first thing to say about it is that the interface looks really good. The graphics are really nice. They've kind of doing it in the style of SSL native plugins, where they've got that digital meter in the middle, and then the analog kind of characteristic of, you know, emulating the hardware and whatnot on the left and right. It's also resizable up until a certain threshold. You can't go all the way, but when you zoom it right in, it doesn't pixelate, so I guess that's a big plus. There's some plugins where, you know, you zoom them in, you know, they're resizable, but it's pretty much useless because once you resize it to a certain point, it looks really ugly and pixelated. This doesn't. Looks really, really good. And I doubt anybody. I never usually zoom them in this much. You know, I kind of have them like a not moderate kind of size. Then here in the middle, we have tooltips. If you activate that, you'll be able to see your gain control, the gain on the bands and whatnot. Fader will change the color of the fader. Not much to say there. Continuous gain, if you activate this will enable... So with continuous gain turned off, the preamp sensitivity will be stepped, and if you turn it on, it's more continuous, so you can kind of fine-tune it if that's what you want to do. And then auto gain, what that will do is simply just attenuate the output level when you you know, to compensate for any input gain from the mic pre. If you want to, you know, drives a bit more saturation when it's when you have it in mic mode here, which basically, you know, line and mic mode, it will change the impedance and, you know, emulate a kind of behavior whether it's in line mode or mic mode. And likewise with the saturation, it'll provide a bit of compression and harmonic distortion to the signal. Then here you've got your high shelf EQ fixed at 12K, your mid-band EQ with your bell curves with your selectable frequencies here, which are very musical sounding. And then you've got your low shelf EQ as well, fixed frequencies, plenty to work with. And then you've got your classic high-pass filter as well, filtering 18 dB per octave at 50, 80, 160, and 300. Then your simple EQ bypass on, you know, on and off, and then phase invert, which basically inverts it 180 degrees. You've got on the right-hand side the analog hum. If you want, you know, the humming kind of, I guess they've modeled the analog hum that comes with hardware, and then you can gauge how much you want of that. I usually have this off because what I find is if you slap it across a bunch of tracks, and then it'll add just a ton of noise, and if you compress, it'll just bring everything up. And sometimes if that's what you want to do, go for it, but that's not really a feature that I want necessarily in the plugins, but it's there if you want it. And then this is an interesting one here. This is the master bus kind of button, which basically, from reading the manual, what they say is it replicates the tone and effect of the master bus preamp of the Neve, inspired by the Blackbird 8058 console, which I guess you know, adds a subtle compression and saturation, and it should be on the master buses and on your main master bus, I guess, if you want to emulate that kind of the preamp that's in the console. I guess interesting, but yeah, I haven't given this a try yet. Maybe we'll get into this, but I kind of just want to see how it sounds on individual instruments. So yeah, that's just a basic overview. And then yeah, at the top you've got your input and your output. You've got your presets here. It comes with plenty of presets from Joe Carroll, kit plugins themselves, Lamont. I'm not sure. I don't know who this engineer is, but got some presets there. And then you've got your custom user ones as well. If you press the options, we've got oversampling, which is awesome. And also you can link the oversampling, which means if you've got like a ton of, a bunch of these inserted onto the tracks, you don't want to go through individual ones, hitting, high, next one, options, high, next one. You can basically set it on high and link the oversampling, so it will transfer that setting to every insert that you have, which is really, really, really good. Shout out to Kit Plugins for adding this kind of functionality. It just speeds up time so much, and yeah, good job on that. It's a big thumbs up from me. And then you can also link the home level. Obviously, it'll just take time to do it on each individual track. Again, it's a time saver, which is awesome. And then this saving presets. And then if you hit the question mark here, it will just bring up the manual, which is useful if you want to learn more about the plugin. And I like it when plugin developers, they integrate the ability to access the manual within the plugin, which is, again, big thumbs up from me, because sometimes, if you're not familiar with certain gear or certain plugins, you can quickly throw up the manual and be like, what does this do? Right, awesome, move on. And again, a big time saver. Right, so now that we've got the interface out the way, I'll go in and explain a little bit more of this test that we're going to do, basically, because I'm going to be comparing it with the UAD version of the 1073, which is one of my favorites. It's one I'm most familiar with, which is why we're going to compare. And I'm guessing, it's a lot of people's favorites. It's the classic. So we've got that up. And what I've done is I've got like basically a simple jazz song, and I've got split the bass stem, drum stems, instrument stem. It's more of an orchestra, and then the vocals, and then kind of duplicated them. So on this track, it's the kit, and then on this one is the Neve, and then likewise on the drum track, it's the kit, and then the Neve. You get the point. And then basically what we're going to do is I'm going to use Hoffer and just slap them on as an insert, and then we can solo between the two, and I'll mute the other tracks while we listen to each individual ones, and then we can kind of gauge that way which one we like the best. And I've tried to match up the curves, the frequency curves, obviously, because they're not exactly bang on accurate from one another. The curves do change, and I used Plugin Doctor to kind of get it as close as I could, and I'll throw up some Plugin Doctor screenshots of each section as we get into it. So the bass, you'll see some come up now, and this is as close as I could get to matching up the curves without spending absolutely hours on it. I try to get as close as possible, and it, from the look of it, it doesn't look that much off, to be honest. So some of them got closer than others, but some of the curves weren't entirely the same. So I tried my best there for you guys. So let's get straight into it now that I've explained how we're going to run this test. And if you guys want to see some any other kind of testing in the future, in future videos, please again let me know down in the comments below. Give me a bit of any ideas basically on what kind of things you'd like to see in future videos. I think the previous distressor video that I made, a lot of you guys left some pretty good comments to give me some ideas for future videos, which is really good. And this is what we're trying to build a community here that everybody kind of discusses audio and geeks out a little bit and learns from it, myself included. So yeah, let's get straight into the test now, starting off with the bass. And just real quickly, so on the bass, all I've done is I've boosted 2 dBs on the high shelf, boosted 4 dBs at 700, and that's it. And likewise, tried to, again, on the UAD side of things. So yeah, let's get straight into the blind tests. And you can see here, So I've got the bass kit, bass UAD, and I'll solo between the two. I've got all the other tracks are muted, so they shouldn't interfere. You'll hear a little bit of bleed on the instrument, but that's about it. And there's a slight gain boost here, just so I can evenly match up the volume, to the best of my ability, without wasting too much time going into integrated LUFS and whatnot. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Okay, let's move on to the drums now. Again, I'll throw up the plugin doctor, a screenshot of the curve that I try to match up as closely as possible. And yeah, let's just get straight into the audio. And just really quickly, what I had on the drums was a 2 dB high shelf, 3 dB boost at 3.2K, and 300 hertz on the high pass. So now with the Orchestra, I've got a 3 dB boost of the high shelf at 12K, fixed, 3.2K boost of 3 dB, a 3 dB boost at 220 shelf, and a 50 hertz high pass. And let's get into the audio, starting off with the kit. And finally, we have the vocals, which I've done a 3 dB boost at 4.8K. and a high pass at 80 hertz. I don't think I've done a low shelf now. Cool. Let's get into the audio. Again, I'll throw up the plug-in doctor curve of both, how much I try to match the kit and the UAD together. And yeah, I think this one, as I remember, I think it's the high shelf that I couldn't really get that close. It was just very different in terms of the curve. So I think the UAD one had more of a little bit of more of a boost. So there might be a little bit more top end harshness, I guess, in the difference. But we'll take a listen and see whether that's true.
I'm not wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish upon that star. The only dream of which my list consists is to always be wherever you are. This year there will be no praying for the snow to fall. It would not make a difference to me at all. No, I'm not wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish and it came true.
So yeah, now that you've heard all the audio examples, let me know down in the comments what you thought of it. I think the kit sounds a lot more natural than the UAD version. I feel like the UAD 1073, I think, is a little bit harsher sometimes. That's a bit of that digital harshness. I really like the sound of the kit. It sounds really natural, a lot softer in terms of the curves, less aggressive. But yeah, I'm not gonna give too much of my opinion, but I really like it. Basically, I think it's a fantastic substitute. I would happily use it in substitute of the UAD one, which I'm very, like I said, I'm very familiar with, and it's the one I use on pretty much all my mixers. And I'd happily switch over to the kit plugins and probably not notice that crazy of a difference. What I would have really enjoyed would have been to kind of compare both of these with an actual hardware version of the 1073, but I do not have access to one. But because I have Access Analog, you see, and as for those of you who know, and for those of you who don't know, it's basically you can stream the audio in your DAW through real life hardware and then print it back into your session, from the other side of the world. Check out Access Analog. They're amazing. They do really good things if you want more information about that. So if you can't necessarily get your hands on any hardware, check out Access Analog. It's kind of like Mix Analog, except Mix Analog, you're kind of limited because you can only do it on the website. You also have to have a bounce of the audio or of the instrument or whatever you're trying to run through the hardware. Run it through and then you download it from the website once you've run it through, and then you have to import it back into your DAW. But with Access Analog, it's a plugin that you drop into whether it's on your master track or any other track, and you can basically run the audio through the hardware in the DAW, which is awesome. But they don't have a 1073. I think they had a 10. They had other Neves, but not the 1073, and I wasn't going to compare it with something that wasn't an actual 1073. So this one remains without a hardware comparison, which is a big shame. And I hope Access Analog, include an actual 1073 at some point. They keep expanding their roster. But anyway, so let's move over to the next segment of the video where I just kind of we'll look at some plugin doctor analysis, and then we'll end it there. I won't keep these videos ridiculously long like my previous ones. Okay, so we have brought the kit up in Plugin Doctor. I'll make this window a little bit bigger for you guys. And yeah, so as soon as you insert the plugin, this is, you know, I won't speak too much over this. I'll just let you guys, you know, we'll play around a little bit and you guys can see the curves. I won't do too much of my kind of thought process on it. You can see what's going on. So I won't speak too much over this. I'll probably just put some music behind it. I'll probably just put the song that I have on this track in the background for you guys to enjoy, and I'll make some adjustments, and you can take a look for yourself at the curves. We'll try some saturation things, and then we'll look at the linear analysis of the curves, and then harmonic analysis as well, for those of you who are interested in this section. And this will probably be the last that you hear from me in this video. I won't speak anything after it. Please leave a comment down below telling me what you thought, what you think of the kit plugin of the 1073. I think it's great. And like and subscribe if you want more content like this, and as always, hit that notification to be notified whenever more videos like this one get uploaded. And finally, head into the channel and check out previous videos that I've done in the similar style of this. If you're interested in plugins, I try to do as many as I can, especially with the new ones. I know I'm a little bit late with this one, but what can you do? And by the way, the 1073 by Kit, it comes with a 14-day trial. That's the one I downloaded because I haven't bought it. It comes with a 14-day trial. It's unrestricted, so there's, you know, I hate the ones that kind of, you know, dim the audio every now and again, or it's got limited functionality. No, you get the full-blown plugin for 14 days to try out, which again, big thumbs up to for Kit. Plugins doing really, really great things. Yeah, so I'll put on some music and then we'll start to mess around with some of the curves here.
I'm not wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish upon that star. The only dream of which my list consists is to always be wherever you are. This year there will be no praying for the snow to fall. It would not make a difference to me at all. No, I'm not wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish and it came true. No, there is no denying I'm as lucky as can be. This year the wishing star has shone its light on me. I'm as happy as a child on Christmas. I've made my wish and it came true. All I want for Christmas is you. wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish upon that star, the only dream of which my list consists is to always be wherever